If you're a dry fly fisher and you like to fish in the winter, this is the hatch you're waiting for, the Buffalo Midge. Hi, I'm Mickey Anderson from Fish Tech, and I want to talk to you today about how to fish the Buffalo Midge. So this is a bigger fly, and you look through your fly boxes and how do you choose? First thing I look for is a little blockier body, something a little bit bigger, because they're bigger than the midges that you've been seeing all winter long. But they're still tiny. And if you have old eyes like mine, these guys are still tough to find. So here's a couple tricks that are going to help you. First of all, you can tie a little piece of floating yarn or a palsa, just a little pinch on, or cut this in half and do half a pinch on. Or what most people will do is just use a second fly. Tie a big dry fly about 18 to 20 inches up from your fly, and that's going to make it easier to find the area that your fly should be in, and maybe it'll help you find your fly. That way you know you're getting the right drift. That's the biggest problem with not seeing is you don't even know if your fly is drifting right. So it's so important. So add something to help you find it. Now the next thing about these guys is their wing. The wing is going to help you see it. The wing's going to give it a little more natural silhouette, but the wing can hold a drop of water. If you get that drop of water on top of your fly, it's going to make the top of the fly weigh more than the bend of the hook, and it's going to flip your fly upside down in the water. So if you're making a good cast, you feel like you're getting a good drift, and you're still not catching fish, bring your fly in and look at how it's drifting. Just drop it in the water in front of you and watch how it's drifting. Sometimes it's upside down or sometimes it's laying on the side. To stop that from happening, put a little bit of frog fanny, put a dry dressing in there. Make sure your fly is completely dry. Put this dry dressing inside of your wing, and that's going to keep the water out. If you are using flies with CDC on the wing, make sure you use a floatant that you can use on CDC. If you don't, sometimes your dry fly floatant can actually sink your fly. Now let's talk about your tippet. First, it's got to be tiny, you all know that. But your tippet needs to sink. And that sounds kind of weird, but if your tippet floats on the water, which nylon does, it's a neutral density, it's going to kind of float or sink. Anywhere it touches a surface, it's going to distort that surface and actually cast a shadow. I want you to try something. You'll see this shadow. Go fill your bathroom sink full of water, put a piece of hair on top of the water, and look at the shadow on the bottom of your sink. It's big. If your leader sinks, you will not see that shadow. Now they make sinking agents that you can put on your leader and it will sink it, or what I like to do is just use fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon will sink. Now it's not weighted, it's not going to pull your fly under, but it will sink and it won't cast that same shadow. The problem with it sinking is every time you lift your fly off the water, it's going to pull your fly under the water and then back out. So maybe an extra false cast or two to dry your fly out is a good idea with that. Fluorocarbon has other advantages. You're using such tiny line, fluorocarbon does not absorb water, so it does not weaken when it gets wet the same way nylon does. So it's a stronger line that's less visible to the fish. Hey, I hope that some of these Buffalo Midge tips will help you out. Go out and catch a few fish.